What was very interesting about the business model behind the collective is effectively a lot of location managers coming together and putting in their years and years of expertise. So through default, the quality of the database and the quality of the locations that are in the location collective is phenomenal. I don't really need to say a great deal more than that. It's straightforward. So I'm Paul Manwaring, location manager, mainly working commercials with principally 5 other location managers. And we all cross the board. We work in a few feature films and dramas and so on and so forth as well. We've worked with a number of the large production companies, Partisan, Blink, Sunny London, to name a few, and some of the larger campaigns recently, John Lewis, for example, and also just before Christmas, Weight Watchers, which was a marathon of a job, which closed down part of the West End. I first became aware of the collective, well, principally actually when it started, because I knew Anthony Airedale, and we've been friends for a while, and so I was aware that the collective was being born, so to speak, before it even kind of got launched. And in my opinion, very, very quickly cornered an element of the market which I think is very, very important, not just providing good access to locations quickly and accurately, but also being able to turn around information and provide detailed information to inquiries very, very quickly as well. So with any business, or any industry really, obviously building relationships is really important, and having, as I've said, worked with the collective for a number of years now, I've managed to get to know the staff very, very well. So it's great to be able to call up and speak to someone familiar on the other end of the phone and express my concerns or whatever I need to find, be it a location or anything along those lines, and get a sensible response back and, you know, a great service effectively. So from that point of view, it's reassuring to be able to work with the collective and know that you're talking to an adult on the other end of the phone who also, on top of that, gets the industry. They understand what's happening, and I think Anthony is able to send his staff out quite often, and certainly I've had some of his staff on my shoots, so they're able to see firsthand how things happen behind the scenes and throughout the course of the day, and what location managers have to go through, and of course the demands of locations as well. So from a number of different respects, it's nice to be able to have those relationships and deal with the collective from that point of view. It would be silly to say that everybody that works at the collective goes in there from day one knowing everything about the industry, because I know that people have got to start somewhere in their careers, but there is definitely a fabulous level of an understanding of the industry across the board, and of course a lot of the staff now have been there for, some of which have been there actually since the company began, I believe. And so therefore, yeah, it's, if somebody can't answer a question, then somebody else can within a matter of minutes. It's not so much about being able to provide the right location every time, because that would be asking the impossible, but to be able to understand what a brief is and the demands of what a location manager is looking for and the importance of get access or whatever it might be, then absolutely. Anthony's team are very careful that, quite frankly, if you're really in trouble, then of course they'll send out an email across the board and try and get, you know, the brains within the industry, other location managers, to be able to help. And on 1 or 2 occasions, I've had to resort to that service, and it's worked. It's been able to, you know, let the little grey cells start working in other people's heads, and you get a phone call a few hours later, and before you know it, you're out of the sticky stuff. So that, to me, I think that's really important. The collective makes my life easy, and without shooting myself in the foot, if any producers were to watch this, then quite frankly, we don't go into the industry to make life difficult for ourselves, and anyone is obviously going to try and make their life a little bit easier, and the collective do that. It's great. It's a good service, and it works for me.